SoapNet.
Hi. What is it, time for the meeting already?
No, I'm early. I was wondering if you made any progress on the blood type situation.
Bucky, it's not a question of progress. It's a question of how do I find out Jill's subtype?
Which means how do you get a blood sample from her without telling her what you want it for?
Right. I mean, it's fairly simple when you boil it down. The baby is carrying an N factor, which he didn't get from me.
But what she could have gotten from Jill.
Yeah, right. If she has an N subtype, which means that I could still be the father. If she doesn't, I can't. And Edmund is Frank Ryan's son.
Because Frank does carry the N subtype, and because he's the only alternative anyway. Oh, hell, I hope it's not.
Thanks, Bucky. Me too.
And I know how much you love Edmund and how much you've wanted him.
You see, that's the strange part. If it turns out that I'm not his father, what do I do with my feelings for him? Nothing has really changed. I delivered him. I breathed for him. I watched him through surgery. Still love his mother.
You know what really bugs me about all this? Is that Frank Ryan couldn't care less about this baby. I mean, you know, he's come around a little bit, maybe, just because he wants Jill, but, I mean, what happens if he finds out that the baby's his? I mean, what's he gonna do then? Automatically become loving and caring?
Well, I'll have to tell Jill, obviously. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna help Frank Ryan's chances until I know for certain.
Which brings us back to the problem at hand.
Now, how do I find out Jill's subtype?
You know, that is a tough item to work casually into a conversation. Oh, hello, Jill. How you doing? Think it's gonna rain today? What's your blood type? Or, excuse me, ma'am, but, can I borrow a cup of blood?
Hey, Bucky, that is not a bad idea. Let's see what we can do with that one.
Jillian Coleridge, good morning.
Well, good morning to you. How are you?
Hi, Seneca. I'm fine. I'm terrific.
I'll certainly go along with that.
I feel wonderful because I was down at the nursery. All the nurses are talking about how great Dr. Bolak's baby is doing. And you want to know something else? They told me to tell you.
What do you want?
I just want to get married.
It's the wedding everyone's been waiting for.
You look amazing. Do you take this woman to be your wife?
With an unexpected guest.
I have this dance.
Franco returns. Watch General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
No one understands motherhood better than the women of The View.
Being a mother requires a sense of humor.
Have you ever debated a 2-year-old?
I sometimes feel like the mother hen on the show.
It's the mother of all shows.
The View, weekdays only on ABC. Will Quinn's perfect life
Nothing as important as you.
come crashing down
We have a warrant to search your room.
for a crime he didn't commit?
What the hell you think you're gonna find here?
This.
Watch Days of Our Lives weeknights at 6 and 11 on SoapNet.
Kellogg wants to help make kids happy one tummy at a time. Because 9 out of 10 kids don't get the fiber they need. Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and Frosted Mini Wheats have good-for-you fiber in every yummy bowl. They're the cereals your kids love and the fiber their tummies love, which makes for a whole lot of happy. Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and Frosted Mini Wheats, a good source of fiber and made with whole grain. Kellogg's makes fiber fun.
Serious side effects have been linked to surgical mesh implants used to repair pelvic organ prolapse and stress urinary incontinence. Complications include infection, pain, urinary problems, bowel and bladder perforation, scarring, and additional surgeries. If you or a loved one develops serious complications after vaginal mesh implant surgery, you may be entitled to money damages. Call James Rolshouse & Associates toll-free at 1-800-943-LAW-1. That's 1-800-943-LAW-1.
Your pizza delivery guy. Well, come on in, man. What you waiting on?
For fresh delivery taste without the delivery price, it's DiGiorno.
Scrubologists know you could use a vacation
from cleaning.
The extended family of Scrubbing Bubbles Extend-A-Clean, designed to keep your bathroom cleaner longer. Try out a new Active Scrub Cream Cleanser or Informer. Simply remove dirt and soap scum. Then watch as the water-activated formula continues to clean for up to 4 days. The full line of extended clean products from Scrubbing Bubbles. We work longer, so you don't have to.
SC Johnson, a family company.
I wanted to look great. Zenadrin helped me lose 50 pounds. I lost 31 pounds.
I lost 40 pounds.
And I lost an incredible 37 pounds. Lose weight and look great with Zenadrin.
When they brought up those pink slips, I thought for sure I was going to get the axe.
Me too. We were both lucky. I don't understand these layoffs. We're so short of staff right now.
The hospital, like everybody else, is hurting for money. I just thank my lucky stars I still got a job. I got the kid brother to take care of.
Really? By yourself? How old is he?
He's 14. His name's Angel. He's a very good kid, too. But you know what they eat at that age. I buy a bottle of milk and it is gone before I turn my back.
I remember when my brother was a teenager, he'd get up from the dinner table and ask for a sandwich.
That is about it. Now, what am I supposed to do with these? I wonder.
Somebody left them? Maybe she'll be back.
No, I do not think so. She was a very mixed-up girl. She came in hysterical, having a miscarriage. She said that if her fiancé found out that he would not marry her, they were supposed to get married, I think it would be tomorrow. I told her, rest. Tell him the truth and put off the wedding until you feel better. No, she says, crying and screaming. I got to have this baby. He won't understand. I tell you, I really felt sorry for her.
Poor thing. She sounds very confused. She came by herself?
And that is the way she left, too. About 1 hour after her DNC, she gets up and disappears. I would mail these to her, but the address she gave was wrong.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about them. It's just costume jewelry.
I suppose so. If Mrs. Brown comes in again, I will give them back to her. Such a pretty lady and so unhappy. I hope that she has solved her problem.
I'm sorry, Miss May. Would you give her a message? Tell her that St. Jude came through and Edmund is so much better.
That is one message I shall convey with immense pleasure.
Thanks, Kevin. Hello, Delia. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Should you really be doing that in your condition?
Look, it's okay. It's my job.
Haven't seen you in a long time. But then, of course, I know you've been busy with all your little projects. There was something that I wanted to tell you, though.
What is it?
That I think your behavior is unconscionable. That what you did to Faith and Pat is unforgivable. And that you are a malicious and destructive human being.
Would you just go away, please?
Oh, no, I'm not finished. I want to tell you something else. Pat Ryan is so stupid to marry you on Friday. That marriage is going to bring nothing but misery for yourselves and for everybody else that you supposedly care about.
I don't want you to come here and say those things.
Oh, no, last I heard, Ryan's was open to the public. I'll tell you something else. Your behavior lately has been extremely public. How does it feel, Delia, to have everybody know that you trapped Pat Ryan into marrying you?
Would you just leave me alone, please?
Right on cue. That's really marvelous. Tell me something. Do you turn those on twice a day, whether you need to or not? If anybody should be crying, it's Faith and Pat. They're the ones that are really losing something.
You know what you can't stand? You can't stand your sister losing anything. You know, you Coleridge girls, you grow up so rich and so spoiled, you think that you can have anything that you want. Well, let me just tell you something, Jill. You didn't have Frank until I let him go, and you don't have him now. And Faith is never, never gonna have Pat, because he's always loved me.
You really think for 1 minute that Pat Ryan would be marrying you if you weren't pregnant with his baby?
At least I didn't trap him with somebody else's baby. Frank's very lucky he got away from you.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be disappointed to know that things are on the verge of working between Frank and me.
You mean to tell me that Frank's gonna marry you and raise Seneca's child?
Delia, Frank and I love each other. And when people love each other and they're meant to be together, they work things out despite the obstacles. And I'll tell you something else. I've got a strong belief that in spite of everything you've done, eventually one day, Faith and Pat are gonna be together too. Because they belong together.
I can't stand it. People are just so cruel. Kevin, all I want to do is try to make Pat happy.
Well, now, that's going to happen on Friday, isn't it? I think you're just suffering from pre-wedding jitters. Things will seem better by then.
And how the hell can you cut lab services by 25?
Hi.
I've already heard 2 rumors are about to close this place down.
No. It's not that bad.
Well, it ain't that great either.
No, it's not. Believe me, I don't like it any better than you do.
Come on, man. I mean, lab service is 25%.
Dr. Bullock. I'm Tom Desmond, the new public information officer here at Riverside.
Oh, yes. Yes, Marshall told me that you'd be coming over. Well, I hope you'll answer any questions I can't handle. This is Dr. Carter.
Dr. Ryan.
Oh,
How do you do?
How do you do? Dr. Farbman.
How do you do?
Dr. Fuller.
Pleased to meet
How do
you.
you do? And I believe this is Dr. Carter.
Yes, your nephew.
Hi. Let's see. You took over Bill Hardy's job, right?
About 6 weeks ago.
You know, I've always wondered, what exactly is a public information officer?
Well, a PR man, you might say. Public relations. A sort of go-between between the hospital and the press and other media. The hospital and the community.
The hospital and the staff.
That, too.
Oh, Clem. Hey, come over here. Why don't you meet Tom Desmond? Tom is from Public Information. Clem Moultrie's my chief resident.
How are you, Tom? Welcome to Riverside. So you're going to tighten up the ranks here with us, huh?
Think I'll need to?
I hope not.
The ranks look pretty orderly to me.
Thank you.
Excuse me a moment, will you?
Sure. Say, I've got a piece of information, gentlemen.
What's that?
Listen, I was downstairs just a minute ago. Jack Finelli has had himself admitted for a bypass operation.
Oh.
That's right.
He's crazy.
Listen.
He can't tolerate that.
What we'll do is we'll draw straws and see if we can talk him out of it, okay?
Okay. Just try.
Good morning. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I know you've been hearing a lot of rumors. This meeting is to give you the facts. Riverside Hospital is having problems. Now, as you know, New York City is facing a crisis of mammoth proportions, but we're not going to go into those details. I'm sure you've read them in the paper. What is relevant is how the city's financial crisis affects this hospital and specifically yourselves. As you probably know, Riverside is heavily dependent on the city for both the patient care and the research programs. Now, those funds have been cut dramatically and suddenly. Well, the result to us is inevitable. We're going to have to cut back on hospital expenditures. And like all hospitals, the lion's share of our budget is for staff. So that means layoffs in all categories. And regrettably, it means that the remaining personnel will be having to work longer hours. All right, now listen, I'm sorry. Believe me, I don't like it. I've told the administration so, but I think we have to see their position. If we apply ourselves, well, I believe we can weather this.
Who's we?
Listen, I'd like you to take a look at the new schedule. Would you pass these out, please? Clem, take some copies for the staff not here.
Sure.
And I really hate to ask this of you, but for the remainder of the week, all time off will be canceled.
Oh, you got
I'm working 2 weeks straight.
All right. Are there any questions?
Dr. Bolak, we're understaffed as it is. I saw a patient yesterday in the clinic who said she had to wait 2.5 hours. There's a waiting list for every bed. Now, these cuts will paralyze the department.
He's right.
If we don't have full staff cooperation, I'm hoping we will.
In effect, Dr. Bolak, the administration is asking us to subsidize this hospital. What are they doing about the situation?
The administration is actively seeking replacement funds from various sources. Now, you understand, these cuts are across the board, not just neurology. That means everybody is going to be working under more difficult conditions.
Look, it's not how it affects us personally that's the issue. It's the effect on the patients. Overworked doctors and nurses can't provide a very high level of care. They're too exhausted.
Dr. Bolak, these cutbacks are really going to be felt, and the community's not going to stand for it. Now, we're going to have pickets outside of this hospital within a week, and rightfully, I don't think that we can blame them.
All right, listen, I'm aware of the difficulty.
Dr. Bolak, excuse me, may I?
Yeah, sure, of course. I think most of you know Tom Desmond from Public Information.
I just wanted to say that there's no doubt in anybody's mind we're facing a tough situation. Now, whether we meet it together or not is what's going to make all the difference. We can tolerate long hours and cutbacks for a time anyway. But the one thing we can't afford to lose is the community's trust.
You're suggesting we should keep the community in the dark?
No, but rumors and half-truths aren't going to get us anywhere. Now, you might be wondering how Riverside can continue to pay a PR man when you're suffering cutbacks in vital medical staff. Well, let me assure you, my budget's been cut too. The fact is, I'm here to take a certain kind of load off your backs, and I hope you'll let me. Soon as the news breaks, we're going to be deluged with the letters and questions, probably some criticism from the press and the people of Riverside. As doctors, you may be asked for statements. You may get letters from angry patients. Now, all I'm asking is that you turn all this over to my department. We'll consider it our responsibility to give out consistent and accurate information. And you can direct your energies where you want them to be, in medicine. Now, the most important thing of all is that no one does anything to undermine this hospital in its efforts to provide quality care. I hope you'll each make this your personal responsibility. And I hope you'll feel free to ask me any questions, anytime. That's all, I guess.
All right. If there's nothing further, that's it for now.
Let's go.
Seneca, one personal
Pat,
question.
listen, I'm late meeting someone. Could Clem handle it for you? Thank you.
Sure. Clem, listen, this cancellation of time, does that go for me, too?
Yeah, it looks that way, Pat. Why?
I'm supposed to be getting married Friday, remember?
I'm sorry, Pat. I'm really sorry.
A family says goodbye to the man they lost.
He may not have been Todd Manning, but I loved him with all my heart.
Now, can the father who lost them pick up the pieces?
I owe you my life.
Or will he pay for their suffering?
You deserve to be locked in a cell for the rest of your pathetic life.
One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
We asked real people right off the street to help us with an experiment for the Febreze Set and Refresh. They agreed.
Take a deep breath. What do you smell?
There's a freshness. Actually, it takes me outdoors.
Apples and pears.
Sort of a crisp, fresh feeling.
It's a friendly environment.
Go ahead and take your blindfold off.
No.
The Febreze Set and Refresh with scented oils that eliminate odors for 30 days, so you can breathe happy, guaranteed.
I could go onto a site and go, I like to
play soccer. And maybe I'll get 5,000 women that like to play soccer. Fantastic, but so what? If that's all I have in common, there better be the World Cup all year round or we're gonna be in trouble. There's no click. There's nothing deeper than that. With eHarmony, everything's so to the core. I think you stand a much better chance of meeting someone you really connect with, and that's more important to me than anything, you know.
Review all your matches for free at eHarmony.com.
Join us for The Chew, a new talk show that's made fresh every day.
Wait till you try this.
With expert advice.
My favorite prosciutto comes from Iowa, but fortunately, they deliver.
Dish towels that make the perfect napkins for messy backyard barbecues.
The hottest trends.
Pulled chicken tacos from the Korean barbecue truck. Delicious.
And useful tips.
Smaller shrimp are less expensive and just as tasty in my yummy gumbo.
Join The Chew for a bite. Weekdays, coming Monday, September 26th, only on ABC.
What's more? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, O, M, N, F, P. Good. Q. Y, and Z. Now I say my ABCs. Next time, what? Hold on just a minute. Nurse. See a little bit. My finger? This one, buddy. Hey, pal. See
you.
How long were you watching that?
I didn't mean to spy, but it was lovely seeing you with him.
Well, I'm getting kind of attached.
That's not too extraordinary for a new father.
No, that is not an ordinary baby. That child is so patient and so strong. It's incredible.
Maybe it's his Indian blood.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't shortchange the French-Canadian and your own contribution, too.
Whatever. In any case, he's got a lot of his father's good qualities.
Good qualities, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose I can take that as any kind of encouragement.
No, I'm afraid not. But I'll tell you something. The more things are mending between Frank and me, the more I have come to appreciate you.
How's that?
Well, I guess what I mean is, since I always felt that you were a block or threat between Frank and I, and that's no longer there, I can respond to the person you are, who happens to be a good person.
Well, all compliments gratefully accepted, even backhanded ones.
You know, his weight's up 4 pounds.
Look, we've tried to level with each other, right?
Yeah?
Well, all I want to say is that the events of the last few days, well, they've really clarified an awful lot for me, including my feelings for the baby and for you. Now, I'm not making any demands. I just want to say that I love you both.
I do understand. And I want very much for you to understand that I'm not in love with you.
Let's just stay with what you feel for now, and I'll keep hoping for more.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm telling you not to do.
Listen, hope never hurt anyone.
Oh.
Anyway, I have a practical matter to discuss with you. No, you'll like this one. It's about replacing the blood that Buddy was given by our the blood bank.
Oh, of course, sure.
Yeah, well, good. That's because the blood bank thinks so too. Now I'm going to give a pint. I hope you do.
Well, do you think it's too soon after the delivery?
I don't think so, but you could go down and check in. They'll type you, take your history, and then they'll let you know when you can get. Okay,
fine.
Excuse me, may I interrupt a moment?
Oh, hi. Jill, this is Tom Desmond.
I know, public relations, we've met.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Well, actually, I'm looking for legal advice this time.
Beg your pardon?
What's up?
Well, it's a bit of touchy business, I'm afraid. We have to deal with the claim that Riverside Hospital is in breach of contract.
The cutback staffs.
Exactly.
A single claim?
For the moment, I'd like to keep it that way.
A union employee?
Nope.
Okay, well, why don't you come to my office? The contracts are there. We can go over them right away.
I'd appreciate that.
Oh, excuse me, were you finished?
No.
Oh.
Not entirely, no. Listen, you will think about it.
What? Oh, the blood. Yeah, of course. Of course I will. In fact, maybe I'll send Faith down to give a pint, okay? Seneca, I will take care of it, I promise.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with The Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet.
Look who's coming to SoapNet.
Surprise!
The Walkers, a family who can't see eye to eye on anything. Well, almost anything.
Don't you think your mother wants to have her children over without an agenda?
No. Brothers and Sisters, moving in Monday, September 26, weekdays at 5 and 6 on SoapNet.
When all is lost,
They took my house and my company, my wife, my son.
one hope remains.
What if baby's really alive?
And after all they've been through,
You gave up your eyesight for this baby.
this week a dream comes true for Angie and Jesse.
I can see.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
Okay, need a new mop. Those are too hard to keep fresh and clean. And buckets. Ugh, these don't clean well enough for me. I need... What's this? The O-Cedar Pro Mist. All right.
The O-Cedar Pro Mist cleans your floors thoroughly with a fresh start every time. Choose your favorite cleaning solution or just use water. Squeeze the trigger and the microfiber pad does the rest, grabbing dirt, dust, and grime. Only O-Cedar Pro Mist lets you choose a washable or a disposable microfiber pad. Our washable pad for thorough deep cleaning, or our disposable microfiber pad, great for those messier jobs.
Perfect.
Get a fresh, clean start every time with the O-Cedar Pro Mist. Go online now to ProMistRebate.com for a $5 rebate and save on disposable refills too.
O-Cedar makes your life easier.
Before the final week of All My Children on ABC and SoapNet, spend one last weekend in Pine Valley.
This is goodbye.
This Saturday, cherish the memories of the First Lady of Soaps with the I Love Lucci
I
Marathon.
love the sound of it.
And this Sunday, relive your favorite love stories with the Last Chance for Romance Marathon.
Perfect.
2 unforgettable All My Children events. This weekend, I Love Lucci this Saturday from 7 to midnight, and Last Chance for Romance this Sunday from 5 to midnight.
It is going to be one incredible ride.
Only on SoapNet.
Everyone had a motive.
Desperate people do terrible things.
Revenge.
It's not fair, Dad.
You're right. It's not.
Protection.
He has to be stopped, but to take his life.
Justice.
I lost 8 years of my life because of him.
Who shot Victor?
The gun in the safe is gone. Do you know who did this?
One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
We asked Bradford Anderson to name all the Spinelli nicknames he could remember. Go.
Stone Cold Mr. Serpacino-esque one, Maximista, Blonde One, Original Blonde One, Prince Pectoral, Big Daddy Stone Cold, the Goddess, the Divine One, Bad Blonde One, the Demented One, the Valkyrie, the Brusque Lady of Justice. I could be here for literally 3 days, probably.
See who Spinelli will nickname next on General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, honey. Just came from the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah, and I was at a special staff meeting about budget problems and cutbacks. And it's too complicated to go into, but the upshot is that all time off has been canceled.
You mean, no, we can't get married tomorrow? We can't get married on Friday? It's
It
canceled?
looks that way. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, Patty. Oh, look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Look, I know I'm going to try to understand. I mean, I have to. And you know what? I'm going to be just like Maeve, and I'm going to try to look on the bright side of things. And you know what I'll do? I'll find us an apartment.
Well, that's something anyway. And I'm hoping it'll be a short delay, maybe just a couple weeks.
It's a long time. You have a couple of weeks. You're going to be spending that all at the hospital, and you're going to be seeing Faith. She's going to do anything to try to get you back. I know she will.
Delia, Faith Coleridge is barely giving me the time of day lately.
Well, good. Look, honey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad. It's just that when Jill was here, she said that one day Faith and you would be together. I don't know. Jill just scared me.
Jill hasn't accepted the situation yet.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I'm not going to let her spoil anything. And I want you to know that I can wait. I mean, as long as it's a short time. See, but I want to find the right place for us. And I'm going to work very, very hard the next 2 weeks. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to find some furniture for the apartment.
Whatever you like.
No. Whatever you like.
See, I want to make a home for you. I know when we live there, it's going to be a wonderful start for us. See, we have so much to share, Pat. I mean, it's our whole lifetime.
In Landview, rules were meant to be broken, and its residents will stop at nothing to get their way. Catch all the Landview shenanigans on an all-new episode of One Life to Live, weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.